Hey everyone, Kevin Duffy here of the Boston Herald, joined by Guregian, Patriots beat columnist in the Herald newsroom. No Gillette for us this week. Patriots practiced only on Wednesday. The players are off Thursday through Sunday, and it's kind of an odd bye week for them because they're coming off one of their worst losses in recent history, 34-10 at Tennessee. You see them lose games like this sometimes in weeks 2 and 3 when they're figuring themselves out. You really don't see it in November and December. So I don't know if the question with bye weeks always is it a good time, is it a bad time? What do you think about this bye week after such a colossal failure in Nashville?
Yeah, that's a good description of it. Well, it's two things. Usually when you get smoked like that, you want to get back on the horse right away to get that taste out of your mouth. You want to play right away the next week, win the next game, crush the next opponent, and move on. But this thing is now going to linger for 2 weeks, and that's not always the best thing because, we media types get to basically focus on every little wart in that game.
Which is literally everything.
Literally everything. I do think the break comes at a good time for them to just chill out and get away from each other, from Belichick, from us, too.
So just the bye week aside, what do you make of that loss and this team going forward? Because when you look at the AFC, the picture in the AFC, they're 2 games behind Kansas City now. They're going to need some things to go right for them to get that 1 seed. I don't really know. That loss gave me some pause. I figured the Patriots on a 6-game winning streak were just going to roll to 13-3 and kind of be in the same position they're always in. I didn't expect that at all. You don't see them look like that in week 10 of the season, so I'm not really sure what to make of this team going forward.
Yeah, I mean, there's two things, because in the Belichick school of how a season is supposed to go and how it usually goes for the Patriots, it's now that they're starting to dial it up and starting to get rolling, and you're starting to really see them play well. So that sends up a lot of red flags. But I think you also, though, have to factor in the opponent or who was on the other sideline and all these ex-players and former players with an axe to grind and a grudge, and the inside knowledge of Vrabel and all the other people, Dean Pease, and I think that plays a part into it and how much they really wanted that game.
4 out of 5 road games, they've trailed by double digits in the first half. Teams that trail by double digits in the first half lose 88% of the time. So the Patriots are putting themselves in a position that, even with Brady and Belichick and all their big game experience, very difficult to dig themselves out of that hole.
Losing this game, basically, it's not a lock, but they basically kissed goodbye to home field.
Going forward, the rest of November and December and into January for the Pats, what would you say are the 3 biggest concerns, maybe the 2 biggest concerns that stick out?
Well, it's consistency. The defense just the week before was tremendous against a similar type of quarterback, an even better quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. They seem to be able to generate a pass rush and know how to play well against that team, and completely fell apart against Marcus Mariota. The offense, I don't know. They keep trying to figure out what they are. It's going to be week 12 when they come back. They better figure it out pretty soon. The special teams, at this point, I'm telling Stephen Gostkowski, kick it out of the end zone.
Yeah, I would say I agree with you. Special teams, it's not something that people probably will discuss that much because it's kind of boring.
Except field position is.
Right.
Bill Belichick tells us all the time how important it is, and they're losing that battle.
The Patriots are always at the top of the league in kick coverage. They are 4th worst right now, so that's a spot that they're never in, and that's affecting the game in ways that maybe the casual fan doesn't pick up on, but I'm sure Belichick has just been furious about their special teams so far. If I had to pick 2 things they need to really focus on and improve on going forward, I would say offensively they've got to really be able to run the ball every game. Even when they got down early, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But in that game, Sony Michel gave them very little. I don't think he broke 1 tackle. He didn't really gain any yards that weren't already there. And he had a few plays that were fairly well blocked. So they need to be a team that's balanced offensively, because Brady's still a very good quarterback, and the passing game can be great in spots and sometimes shaky in others, but they don't want Brady dropping back 45, 50 times a game. I think they need to be a team that is close to 50-50 run pass, and in some of those losses, they've had to get away from it because of the score, but even when they've tried it, it was not effective against Tennessee. It's got to be better.
Their best games have been when they've had that when they've had that balance.
Yeah, what are the games that Sony Michel has played well in? 4 through 6. They rolled the Dolphins, the Colts, and they scored 43 points against the Chiefs. So I think you've got to achieve that balance. All right, we will wrap it up there. You can find all our Patriots coverage on bostonherald.com. Thanks for watching.